Sabyasachi, clearly the wheels of justice have moved very rapidly in this case. Barely within 5 days of this tragedy striking their nightclub in Goa, they have now been detained by the Thai Royal Police. Help us understand the latest developments and put these into perspective for our viewers.
Well, definitely. It is a win as far as the investigative agencies are concerned. In fact, all the state police who are involved in this case, whether it is the Goa police, Delhi police, the Ministry of External Affairs, as well as the CBI, who in fact was in touch with the Interpol. Now, India had issued a blue corner notice for the Luthra brothers, which meant that the details about the whereabouts of the Luthra brothers had to be shared with the Indian authority. Now, the Goa police, in fact, reached out to the Ministry of External Affairs, and they have asked the Ministry of External Affairs to revoke the passports of the Luthra brothers, after which we saw the detention taking place. The Thai police had detained both the brothers after their passport were revoked, and the pictures came in from the airport, from the Phuket airport after their passports were revoked. Now, the Indian embassy in Thailand are in continuous touch with the Indian counterpart, with the Indian authorities. In fact, most likely the Goa police will be heading to Phuket to bring the Luthra brothers back. Now we can expect that by tonight or by early morning tomorrow, once the entire process is completed, the Luthra brothers will be brought to India. Now the question remains whether they will be taken directly to Goa, or whether they will be taken to the national capital. There is one option that they can be brought to the national capital, and the transit after there can be a change in the transit, and the Goa police can take both the brothers into custody here in the national capital and take them in Goa to face the trial. Meanwhile, the major question here is the intent of the Luthra brothers. Remember, yesterday also, when the Luthra brothers had submitted an anticipatory bail at the Delhi court today. Now, clearly, there has been a question mark as far as the intent is concerned, because on one hand, the brothers had said that it was a pre-planned visit. They had a pre-planned business trip, and they had planned it from a long time before. But the facts are actually different, because when the fire broke out, when the incident happened, within 1 hour, these brothers fled from India to Phuket. And what we also learned from the sources is that the brothers also who are aware about different locations in Phuket, they in fact kept on changing different hotels in Phuket. Now, after the Interpol had issued a blue corner notice, now the Thai authorities, the Thai police had acknowledged, knew the whereabouts of the brothers, but they were in view that once the passports have been revoked, they can detain these brothers. Now they will be brought by today or early morning tomorrow, and will be facing the trial, because the family members who have lost their loved ones, around 25 people have lost their life. In fact, their family members have been demanding justice. They also want that these two brothers should be brought to India as soon as possible and face the trial. In fact, the Chief Minister of Goa has also assured that within 8 days, the inquiry committee report will be ready in this case.
Right, so clearly Indian authorities have moved on a war footing in this case, and it must set a precedent for anyone who tries to evade Indian law, because we have seen previously a lot of cases where Indian fugitives, they've moved to different countries and the cases have been dragging for years. But this time, within 5 days, we had the Luthra brothers in custody, and as you mentioned that by tonight or tomorrow morning, they will be in India facing justice. So how do you think now this case and the way Indian authorities have moved, this will set a precedent for, somebody who maybe is thinking on those lines?
It's a completely different case. There is a difference between the red notice and the blue notice. Now, if you talk about the other fugitives, it's a process of extradition where the other courts, like we have the Supreme Court or the High Court in India, there are other courts, there are different courts which are present in the foreign countries, and the process is long and the extradition process takes time. But in this particular case of the Luthra brothers, they fled the country, though they have said that it was for business trip, but they left the country within 1 hour after the incident broke out. And from the investigation, several details have come out that how there has been sheer negligence as far as the Luthra brothers are concerned. They didn't have a proper exit. There were no fire extinguishers or fire alarms that were present. In fact, the club was built at a location where the fire brigade had to be stationed 4 meters away. So that really took time for the firefighting team to rescue the people. Now, several see the ones the Goa police brings the two brothers back in India. There will be several charges. In fact, in the FIR also several charges also have been mentioned against them. And the Goa police as well as the Indian authority are in continuous touch with the Thai counterpart. In fact, after receiving inputs that their passports have been revoked, after which the Royal Thai Police immediately have detained these two brothers. And after the detention, we saw the pictures that came into light. And very soon, the Goa police will likely to travel to Phuket to bring these two brothers back in India and face the trial.
Right, Sabyasachi, clearly, this wasn't like an impromptu plan on their part. Within an hour of this tragedy striking their nightclub, they were booking tickets for Thailand, and about 5 in the morning, they had fled to the country. So clearly this wasn't, it doesn't look like at least that this was a business trip. In fact, it was an attempt to evade Indian authorities, to evade Indian law on their part, which of course they have denied at this point, and now they will be brought to justice. What we are given to understand that once they come back, they will be facing a case of culpable homicide, which not amounting to murder and negligence. So on that front, could you help us understand the lapses that were found at their nightclub, and what are we looking at on that front?
Well, see, there are severe lapses that has been found as far as the investigation is concerned. See, there has been no proper fire exit, fire alarm, or fire extinguishers that were present, and the use of flammable items inside the nightclub. So these things have come up in the investigation, and there has been sheer negligence from the Luthra brothers. But also the question arises as far as the state authority is also concerned, whether the actual permit or license was taken in a proper way. So that also comes under the matter of investigation. Meanwhile, the Chief Minister of Goa had already assured that every single angle will be inspected, and action will be taken whosoever is responsible. Now, see, there has been sheer negligence. In fact, you rightly pointed about the intent of the brothers. See, this particular point, the prosecutors, in fact, will be raising in the court once these two brothers come back to India and face the trial. As the prosecutor will point out the fact that these two brothers fled the country within 1 hour, and they had booked, as per the sources, they booked the flight ticket at around 1:07 a.m. And this clearly shows the intent of the brothers that it was not, most likely, it was not a business trip, but actually they tried to fled the country. In fact, if at all it was a business trip, what took them around 4 days to reach out to the Delhi court for anticipatory bail, because the incident happened on 7th, and on it was on 10th that they have moved the anticipatory bail at the Delhi court, which the Delhi court clearly rejected. And see, under the blue corner notice, also, you cannot be, you actually arrested, you can be detained. And under these circumstances, the Thai authority was continuously keeping an eye on their whereabouts. Where are they heading? Where are they going around? As from the sources, I said that they kept on changing their location, as they were completely aware of the entire location of Phuket. So kept on changing hotels, kept on moving from one location to other location. So, but the Thai officials kept an eye on them, and once their passport was revoked, with the help of Ministry of External Affairs, after which the Thai authorities have detained them, and currently they are at the airport, and their statements are being recorded by the Thai police. And once the Indian officials reach there, they will be handed over to them, and they will be brought back to India.
Right, so this is how the legal process is now going to pan out as far as the Luthra brothers are concerned. But I also want to ask you, do we have any reaction coming in from the families of those 25 victims? Because, you know, they are the ones who have suffered the most. 25 precious lives were lost out of sheer negligence. So do we have any reaction coming in from those families as well?
See, I've spoken with the family members yesterday. See, I met one of the family member of one of those family who have lost four members in this tragic incident, and there's a lone survivor, Bhavna. See, I've spoken with their other relatives. In fact, those who went to Goa to get those bodies back. In fact, they also have alleged very a serious allegation as against the state government. In fact, they pointed out that they did not get much help from the state government, much cooperation from the state government. In fact, they allege that there was no help from the state government as far as a postmortem was conducted. In fact, the family members say that we don't want compensation because the people who have lost their life, we have lost four members of our family, and they are not going to come back. So they are not happy with the compensation, but they want that strict action needs to be taken against people who are responsible, and they are happy with the fact that the Luthra brothers have been detained and they will be brought back to India soon.